Hello and good morning, everyone. This is Awaken Healings with Jess. I'm here to bring you a weekly woke message for the dates of 1 May through 7 May. I hope you all are doing well, staying healthy, and keeping positive most of all. So right now we are in Taurus season. We are in a very loving and nurturing energy, an energy that supports us, that supports our environment, that's very grounding, very earthy, very maternal. So with that in mind, let's go ahead and connect with one another and create sacred space. So I ask you to join me in synchronizing with the energy of the Tibetan bowl and just take a few nice cleansing breaths to sort of settle the mind, ease the soul, and relax. Okay, here we go. All right, wonderful. Thank you. So I hope you all are doing well. Like I said, this is just going to be a general collective reading. It's a weekly woke message. So I'm going to go ahead and start off with the Goddess of the Moon Oracle deck. And I'm being called to do this week's weekly woke message using mostly Oracle. I may pull some tarot, but I've been asked by the spirit guides to do oracles. We have a full moon in Scorpio happening on the 7th of May. So that's coming up real soon. It's going to be a beautiful full moon. Full moon represents completions, endings. It's a great energy to conclude a project, to conclude a cycle. It's a great energy to let go of karma, let go of stuff that's been weighing you down, that's been sort of getting in your way. All right, they're telling me to stop. So we're going to go with the 1 card. And it is Nourishment reversed. Yeah, okay, so this is interesting. So what I'm getting off of this energy here is it's important for us to take care of ourselves. It's important for us to focus on the basics, ensuring that we're getting a good night's sleep, ensuring that we're drinking enough water, ensuring that we're eating high quality foods versus, fast food or junk food or comfort food. And I feel like with the way things are right now, the energy in the environment, there's a lot of stress eating going on. There's a lot of sleepless nights due to anxiety. There's just a lot going on. And I get it. And a lot of this stuff, it's unavoidable. It's unavoidable, particularly for those who are out of work right now or who are waiting for unemployment checks to come in and haven't. So it is creating a lot of stress and a lot of anxiety. But the thing is, we can only control the things that we can control, right? The things that are in our immediate environment. And with that, we can control our health. And if we're able to stay healthy, but just by doing the basics, that allows us to deal with stress in a more positive, in a more controlled manner. The sleepless nights. So what I've been hearing and what's also happening with me is a lot of people are starting to dream now. Dreaming has become a thing, almost like a thing that's en vogue. And what's happening is that we, as a society, pre-pandemic, were so overworked, so exhausted, we weren't sleeping correctly. We weren't getting enough sleep. We weren't getting good quality, healthy sleep. And with that, that has prohibited our ability to dream. And now that we're home, and now that we're still and quiet, and our environment is slower, when we go to sleep, our brains are able to reach that dream status. And we are able to dream now. And so many people are having these vivid, imaginative dreams, whereas they weren't having that before. And this is no accident. We're being asked to focus upon what's going on in our dreams. You know, keep a dream journal next to your bedstand, and in the morning, take a few notes about what you can remember from your dreams. Because often, our spirit guides speak to us through our dreams. And this is an excellent way for your spirit guides to speak to you and to bring information to you, guidance, spiritual counseling, healing, words of comfort to you from a higher level. This also allows your subconscious mind to open up, so your thoughts are no longer suppressed, and this gives your subconscious mind a platform to come through and to run those ideas in front of you. And if you can remember what those are, the answers lie within. So it's important that we're really taking care of ourselves, that we are really getting good quality sleep. But most importantly, jot down what you remember from your dreams, because the divine is definitely speaking to many of us, to all of us, through our dreams. All right? Interesting. So it's an excellent way to open up the reading, taking care of ourselves, self-nourishment. So with that, I'm going to switch over to Work Your Light Oracle by Rebecca Campbell. And we'll just see what cards would like to come out. But like I was saying, we have a beautiful full moon in Scorpio happening on the 7th of May. Scorpio is a water sign. So our intuition is going to be high, our emotions are going to be high. We're going to be able to tap into our emotions, and we may feel a bit more vulnerable and willing to talk about our feelings and what's going on internally within us. Scorpionic energy is also an energy of transformation. And with that, we are definitely going through a massive transformation as a collective. It's a beautiful transformation. It's a beautiful awakening going on right now. We are in the springtime as well, the season of spring, which is also about transformation. It's also about blooming. It's also about awakening. And juxtapose that with the Taurus energy. We have a loving, nurturing environment to really grow, to really open ourselves up, to really allow our emotions to come through, to really be vulnerable with the changes that are going on in our lives and in our environment, and to dream, to safely dream, and to start planting new seeds, right? Planting new seeds so that way these dreams and goals can blossom. This also is a time to make space and allow for the seeds that we planted 6 months ago, a year ago, to come up to the surface and blossom as well. So this is definitely a transformative time period. This is definitely a healing time period. It's definitely a nurturing time period. So allow that energy to flow within you. Allow yourself to settle into that energy, because Taurus is a very earthy, grounding, nurturing energy. And it's time for us just to really get grounded and settle in with what's going on right now. Settle into this new normal and start creating the changes around what's happening, because the changes that we make right now are what's going to carry us forward into the future. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. Spirit gave us 4 cards from the Work Your Light Oracle. First card that's coming up in reverse is You're already doing it. Stop overthinking and keep facing your true north. Yeah, so I get the sense that some of us may be feeling stuck. We may be overthinking our actions. We may be overthinking a situation. Yeah, when we overthink things, we doubt things. When we overthink things, we do so from a place of fear, which is a lower vibrational energy. And that's usually a defense mechanism that's meant to keep us stuck in our current situation, in our current predicament. Yeah. When we do that, that's a defense mechanism. When we overthink, we're doubting a creative mind, we're doubting our intuition, and we're preventing ourselves from evolving and from breaking through from old habits, from old patterns, and from expanding, right? So if you're overthinking something, it's time to just sort of catch your breath, get grounded, and maybe make a list. Maybe write down, what are you fearful of? What do you think is going to go wrong? And then, maybe make a separate column with positive things. What can go right? What can I gain from this? What's the benefit of this? Right? And you're going to see that the benefits outweighs the cons. So this is an excellent way to sort of really put forth down on paper in black and white the facts and eliminate the fear. And you'll see that the benefits definitely truly outweigh the cons, right? So yeah. So don't overthink if possible. The next card that's coming up is Sisterhood of the Rose. Beauty and devotion, priestess, mystic teacher. Yeah. So I feel like this is about getting in touch with your intuition. And really going within, really turning within and listening to your heart, listening to your gut, going in a direction that feels good to you, that will bring you joy, that will bring you happiness. And I feel like this is Sisterhood of the Rose is about turning into the divine feminine energy. Divine feminine energy is about community, unity, love, acceptance, compassion. It's not about isolation. It's not about doing things alone. It's not about being an individual. It's about being an individual within your own right, but doing it from a place of community and oneness through love and light. This is about turning towards the light, increasing your vibrational energy from out of a place of low vibrational energy. And this is what we're being asked to do right now with this pandemic. This is a massive spiritual awakening, and it's about separating the low vibrational energy from the high vibrational energy. And it's creating a shift in consciousness for us to move towards the light, to be the light, to open up a path towards the divine feminine, or the characteristics of the divine feminine, which is community, oneness, humanity, embracing humanity, kindness, love. Those are the qualities of the divine feminine energy. You're being asked to not dim your light. Don't dim to fit in. How are you dimming your light in order to fit in? Right? So this is interesting. So what I'm getting, kind of piggybacking off of what we're talking about high vibrational energy versus low vibrational energy, there is definitely a contrast that we're observing in our environments. Some people are choosing to react and live life from a place of fear, which is a lower vibrational energy, which is an energy of fear and darkness. And nothing good ever really comes out of that. That energy will only keep you stuck. It'll keep you stuck in what's normal. It keeps you stuck in what you consider safe. It keeps you stuck within the limits of boundaries. For many of us, we're being asked to evolve past that. And it can be evolving beyond certain beliefs, certain philosophies of thought, certain ways of life. And it's time to create an environment and to create a life that's going to allow your light to shine from within. So don't dim your light to fit in. And I'm feeling like some of you may be fearful of expressing how you truly feel from within, because maybe you're surrounded by other personalities who feel a bit stronger, a bit domineering, and it may feel like you can't speak your truth out of fear of repercussions, out of fear of the backlash, because your points of view may differ from those in your immediate environment. But this is about turning towards the sisterhood of the rose, which means turning towards your soul tribe, turning towards people who share like-minded views, like-minded thinking, and to gain strength from their support, knowing that they have your back and knowing that you have their back, right? This is a reciprocal type situation, a reciprocal type energy. So again, stop overthinking the situation and just live from a place of true authenticity and compassion. And lastly, Akasha is coming through. Your guidance is divinely guided. Yes, you are divinely guided right now. And it's time to shine your light and not let other people, other situations, other energies dim that light. All of the light workers are being called to awaken right now and being called to step up and be the light. Be the light in an energy of fear. There's a lot of fear going on, just with the situation. And rightly so, understood. But again, this is a spiritual test for us to step up and evolve and choose light over darkness. Choose high vibrational energy over low vibrational energy. But you are being divinely guided. And Spirit wants you to know that. Spirit has your back. The universe has your back. There's nothing to fear but fear itself. And fear is just in our imagination. It's a story that we tell ourselves to keep ourselves stuck, to keep ourselves blocked and boxed in a certain little surface area. Fear is almost like a security blanket. It's a security blanket that we've outgrown. And that's what Spirit wants you to know. It's a security blanket that you've outgrown, and it's time to move on beyond that. It's time to evolve. It's time to up level. It's time to expand. It's time to allow your true, authentic self to shine through and shine brightly. Okay, so let me see what I want to pull from. I think we're going to go ahead and pull. I don't know if I want to do the animals yet. I do want to do Sacred Earth. Let's see what's coming through with Sacred Earth. As I'm shuffling, I'm hearing that with the Scorpio energy of the full moon. Again, Scorpio energy is all about transformations. This is an awakening for us. This is about embracing the springtime of our lives and the springtime of a new karmic cycle. And it's time for us to bloom and blossom. And I keep seeing an image of a garden where, the leaves or the flowers are just starting to peek through the soil, They're growing. And it's time for us to nurture ourselves and to allow that new growth to peek through. To peek through and to not shun it out. To not be afraid to allow what needs to come through to come through. One more. What I'm hearing is one more. Yeah, this is definitely an awakening, a blossoming, a birthing. There's a lot of creative energy flowing around us right now. Let me create some space. It's a time period for us to really create and to nurture and to allow our goals, hopes, and dreams to bloom and blossom. and not be afraid of the environment and not be afraid of the situation, not be afraid of hearing austere conditions, right? What needs to come through will come through. All right, so what do I have here from the sacred earth? We have clarity, shift, and time. Yeah, so I feel like we are receiving clarity in what's going on in our environment. We are receiving clarity about the new normal and how to continue to proceed and live our lives amidst this new normal. And I feel like many of us now have clarity of heart and mind about how we want to progress and evolve from this situation. And it is creating a shift in us, a spiritual shift. Look at all this purple that's coming through. Yeah, I feel like with the clarity and with the shift, this is definitely supporting the energy of the Scorpio full moon. Transformation, transition, evolution, a shift in higher consciousness, a shift towards the divine feminine, a shift towards spiritual expansion and spiritual awakening and increased consciousness, increased awareness with the clarity. And now that we have that, now that our consciousness has been awakened, it is now our responsibility to start making decisions from a higher level of consciousness. And we may be questioning our morals and ethics because maybe what we used to believe no longer serves us, no longer matches our vibrational energy. And it's time to evolve and move towards a higher vibrational energy and move beyond a place of fear, move beyond feeling stuck, feeling repressed. Feeling downtrodden is what I'm hearing. Time is coming in. Now is the time. The timing is now to allow the shift to come through, to allow these shifts and changes to happen. You know, I've been saying that this is no accident, that this pandemic is happening at exactly the right time. We are meant to go through this lesson, through this spiritual experiment, if you will, in order to increase the consciousness of all of humanity. Because every single one of us on Earth right now is going through this. It's unavoidable. It's unavoidable. But again, it was meant to have significant contrast. Without the contrast, we wouldn't understand the lessons behind what Spirit is trying to teach us. And Spirit is trying to say, look, the way we were living pre-pandemic, that has to end. A big shift needs to take place. And it's time for us to turn within, turn towards what's important to us, our family, our relationships, putting ourselves first over money, over success, over greed, over external validation and recognition. It's time to recognize ourselves as individuals, as human beings, as people, not as titles, right? It's time to see one another as people, recognize the true essence of your loved ones, and see people in a different light. Again, not their titles, but as their name, as an individual, who they are, as a human being, I guess is what Spirit is trying to say. All right, so let me go ahead and pull. We'll go ahead and pull from the Shamanic Oracle. I'm hearing stop. So I'm going to take one from the Shamanic Oracle. I'm going to take one card from Native Spirit. And while I'm shuffling, be sure to visit my website, awakenhealings.org. Check out my services if you feel inclined to reach out to me for additional support, additional assistance. If you need to talk during this time period, I do offer compassionate listening services as well. I do understand that there's a lot of stress, anxiety, fear, and panic occurring, and it's just nice to know that you have a safe space to speak freely, free from judgment, free from ridicule. All right, so check that out if you feel inclined to do so. Just know that you're not alone. Okay, so we have the hummingbird coming in for the Shamanic Oracle. This is about conquering your fears and taking that leap forward, because hummingbirds, although super tiny, they are extremely fierce and territorial and courageous little creatures, and they can fly massive distances from North America to South America in search of warmer climates, in search of nectar, in search of a new way of life, in search of, what am I hearing? Yeah, in search of an environment that suits their needs. And I feel like what's happening with this energy, this is an energy of encouragement. This is saying take that leap. Take that leap to start that certification program, to update that resume, to go after a career opportunity that may be in a different direction. Do what's going to bring you joy. Do what's going to bring you happiness. Do what feels most aligned with you, most authentic with you. It's time to live your life in an authentic manner. And it may require courage and bravery to step out and admit that it's time for a shift. I'm hearing some of you may be moving. The hummingbird also represents movement. It could be moving cities. It could be moving houses. It could be moving states. It could indicate a great journey ahead. So take it how it resonates. But I feel like some of you are moving on to greener pastures, moving on in a different direction, moving on in a direction that's going to be more in alignment with you. However, this journey may require courage. Yeah. Just remember, the divine has your back, and you're being divinely guided by spirit right now. It may not feel like it, but everything happens for a reason. And I feel like this card is about shifting. And it can also mean like a personal journey within yourself, a spiritual evolution occurring inside of you for those of you who are not moving, for those of you who are not making a physical move. This is about shifting. This is supporting the shift that we're seeing here, from the sacred earth. This is about movement. This is about not allowing the energy to stagnate, whether within us or within our physical environment. We have Keeper of the West coming in for the native spirit, and I'm going to go ahead and read from the book. And it's coming in reversed, so I'm going to hold it upright just so you can see the imageries. It is beautiful. I feel like this is about an awakening, like almost like an ending, because I'm seeing autumn colors here, and autumn, transitions to winter, which is an ending. But let's see, right? It's coming in reverse, so that means we're blocking something or delaying something. So what's the spirit message, please? Spirit Keeper of the West is about transformation, letting go of the old, initiation, illumination, harvest. Gather your inner resources. If it doesn't feel right, don't go ahead. Trust your heart. Chaos brings positive change. Almost all changes comes out of turmoil. Don't be concerned if there's confusion in your life. It will all work out. In the medicine wheel, the west is the direction that symbolizes the fiery setting of the sun, autumn, the waning moon, and the time of harvest. The tumultuous years of teenagers in the human cycle as well. Out of chaos arises illumination and transformation. In order for the new to ignite in your life, it's necessary to let go of the old, sweep away the debris. The Spirit Keeper of the West reminds us to slow down our rapid growth and harvest what we have attained. In the autumn, leaves are burned to make way for new growth. Release the dross in your life to make way for new growth. Yeah, so an excellent exercise to do is to stand in the direction of the west, westward facing. It's the direction of the setting sun. And imagine all the limitations and blockages in your life that are flowing from your heart into the sun. As the sun sets, it carries that away. It carries with it your cares and concerns to be transformed into purifying energy. So that's an excellent sort of meditation or ceremony to release what's blocking you. So again, there's imagery of gardening happening here, and we in the opening and throughout this reading, we have been gifted with imagery of gardening. It's time to clear the space, pull the weeds, clear the brush, to allow that garden space, to give the garden space, to allow the new growth to peak up, to grow, to bloom, and to blossom. And none of that can happen in a cluttered space. So again, Spirit of the West is about releasing the past, releasing blockages, clearing all of that out, so that way you now have a clean environment to allow what matters to you to really flourish, to grow, to blossom, to come to the surface. Nurture what feels good to you. All right? And I'm going to go ahead and pull a message from the angel messages. And see what we get. So this is a message from Serena. I am the angel of abundance. You will receive the money that you need, and God is in charge of how that will happen. Have faith. Oh, that's beautiful. I do feel like many of you needed to hear that, considering everything that's going on with the stimulus checks, with the broken unemployment systems in multiple states. And I keep hearing that so many people have applied, keep applying, and no payment is coming through. But I love that this message is coming through for you. Spirit hears you. Spirit is supporting you. Abundance is on its way in divine timing. I'm going to read that again. I am the angel of abundance. You will receive the money that you need, and God is in charge of how that will happen. Have faith. Yes, this is a temporary situation that we're in, and an ending is in sight. It is taking shape. It is evolving. Yes, an ending is in sight. Have faith that all will work out as needed. All right? So that feels complete to me. Just take a nice deep breath. I do feel the energy is heavy with stress, with worry, with anxiety, and rightly so. But this is a big shift in our lives, in our environment, in our existence, because something like this has not been witnessed in our lifetimes. This is a shift upward for humanity, and it's about choosing the light over the darkness and moving towards sacred, divine feminine energy. All right? You are supported, you are guided, and you're not alone in this. Again, reach out if there's anything that I can help you with, or if there's anything further you'd like to discuss. awakenhealings.org. My contact information is below in the description box. Again, stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you soon. Take care. Love you all. Bye-bye.